Hi, my name is Erhard Glötzl. In this video, I want to give you the answer to the question, why did our world just turn out this way and not any other way? Charles Darwin has already explained much of this, namely how and why the different species have evolved from single-celled organisms to animals and finally to humans. But he was not able to explain everything. Why, for example, did hearing, speaking, writing, printing, and computer technology develop in this order? Why did the economy evolve from a barter economy to an economy based on the division of labor, and further on to a market economy with money and investment? Why has money evolved from commodity money to coin money to paper money and to electronic money? Why could animals imitate and humans learn and teach? Why and when did the different cooperation mechanisms develop? Group cooperation, direct cooperation, debt cooperation, indirect cooperation, cooperation via norms. Why did everything you see on this slide develop in exactly this order? But more importantly, why is everything evolving faster and faster? And where is the journey of evolution heading in the future? And are we heading for a singular point? An answer to this is given by the general theory of evolution of everything, which explains the evolution from the origin of the life to the market economy. This I would like to describe briefly in this video. The general theory is a comprehensive extension of Darwin's theory. The basic idea is not only to consider, as Darwin did, the evolution of genetic information, but instead to consider the evolution of very general information. It shows that evolution is characterized by the fact that new types of information have developed in leaps and bounds with new storage technologies, new duplication technologies, and new processing technologies. Furthermore, it shows that each new information technology has led to increasingly well-targeted variation mechanisms that have exponentially accelerated evolution. But everything in order. Let's start with the basic concept of Darwinian theory. A selection system, usually a differential equation system, describes the dynamics of the frequencies of genotypes. A mutation mechanism leads to new genotype and thus to a new phenotype with a new trait. This leads to a new selection system with changed parameters, and the Darwinian cycle starts all over again. In the first step of extension, we extend Darwinian terms. Instead of genetic information, we consider general information. For example, the content of consciousness, cultural behavior, or constitutional laws. Instead of phenotypes, we consider forms. For example, agriculture or livestock breeding, or for example, democracy or dictatorship. Instead of mutation mechanisms for genetic information, we consider variation mechanisms for general information. For example, imitation, learning, teaching, logical reasoning. Instead of simple selection systems, we consider general evolution systems, for example, the prisoner's dilemma, or, for example, the evolutionary systems resulting from the different cooperation mechanisms. This results in the Darwinian cycle for the extended terms, here marked in green. Selection system is replaced by evolution system, genetic information by general information, mutation mechanism by variation mechanism, and the term phenotype is replaced by the term form. If the Darwinian cycle has been run through many times, a qualitative leap in biological traits can occur. The general theory in a second step, marked red here, assumes that the evolutionary leaps fundamental to evolution lead to the appearance of new information technologies. First, for each new type of information, a storage technology emerges, resulting in a qualitatively new evolutionary system. Subsequently, the Darwinian cycle is run again, and until there is another leap, which results in a new duplication technology, and after further runs, a new processing technology, and finally, a new type of information occurs, and the process of the emergence of new technologies starts all over again. In a third, essential step of extension, here marked in purple, one can show that each new information technology leads to a new variation mechanism, in particular to targeted variation mechanisms. The higher the information technology is developed, the more the new variation mechanisms are targeted. Targeted variation mechanisms have a particularly high influence on the speed of evolution, because, to a certain extent, they shorten evolutionary detours and avoid erroneous developments. They are therefore a very significant cause of the fact that evolution is proceeding faster and faster. Now to another conclusion from the general theory. One of the important results is that general theory leads to a natural chronology of evolution based on the emerging new information technologies. Overall, the entire evolution from the origin of life to the present day can be naturally divided into 7 ages, according to the 7 information types that emerge. These ages correspond to the following information types or storage technologies: RNA, DNA, nervous system, cerebrum, external local storage, and the cloud as external dislocated networked storage. Each of these ages can typically be broken down into 3 sub-ages according to the emerging storage, duplication, and processing technologies. As an example, we zoom in to the age 4, characterized by the information type complex consciousness contents in the cerebrum, which started about 6 million years ago and lasted until the invention of writing as a new type of information about 5,000 years ago. The biological trait of a high-quality associative neural network in the cerebrum makes a storage technology possible which can store simple causal relationships. This corresponds to the age of the hominins, that is, the human-like. The biological trait of simple language, which evolved about 900,000 years ago, is a duplication technology for individual experience. This corresponds to the age of Homo. The biological traits that led to the cognitive revolution about 60,000 years ago enable, for example, logical reasoning as a processing technology of consciousness content. Besides the natural chronology of evolution, however, many other new ideas are found in the general theory, for example on the topics evolutionary information theory, megatrends of evolution, evolution of the driving forces, constraints, illusion of free will, win-win and cooperation mechanisms, utility optimization, and artificial intelligence 2.0. Now, let's come to the conclusion. Looking at the evolution from the perspective of the information types and information technologies, evolution from the origin of the life to the present market economy can be better understood in a natural way. More information you can find on my homepage. Thank you for your attention.